wanted to invite you on today to talk about the responsibilities that go into a contract, and this could be a contract if you're a seller getting in with a buyer getting in with the seller, or even, if we have time, we can talk about contracting with a realtor to sell your home and the specifics with that.
We are starting to see a lot of difficulties in specifically sellers accepting what the new terms that are coming towards them are. The reality is we're in such a strong seller's market for 2 years. So I think that it's quite disheartening to sellers who are now putting their house on the market and not getting the same, kind of all those flavors you talked about, not getting the price wars, not getting the same price points that their neighbor's house down the road got, 6 months ago, which isn't updated and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not 6 months ago. The truth is this market changed very, very quickly. And I do think that the interest rates were one of the biggest catalysts for doing that. And that has created a lot of, I think, breaking or pulling back on the buyer side, which just naturally impacted this supply-demand dichotomy that we've been looking at for so long. So I understand as a seller how frustrating this process can be. Sure. And frankly, you don't have a lot of protection when you're selling your home. Once you're under the contract, then you are obligated to perform under those terms and conditions, because as far as any judicial intervention is concerned, they feel like, well, you hired a realtor, you put your home on the market, you sold it, you signed the contract. Now for you not to perform or complete the agreement, you truly are in a place of default unless there's some excusable reason for it, like a major title issue. Generally speaking, as a seller, you have to know that you truly want to sell your home before you even sign the listing contract with your realtor and well before you sign the purchase and sales agreement with that buyer, because it is expected that you are going to perform no matter what.
If somebody is in like a contract with a realtor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Rhode Island statewide MLS contract, I know you don't have it in front of you, and it's different from, purchase and sales and all that other stuff, but it has a provision in there. It has not a provision, a contingency in there, I guess, that protects the real estate firm. And it says, basically, if you get offers in at list price and you do not accept them, it says something along the lines like a realtor can charge them commission.
Well, I mean, essentially, the real estate agent's job is to procure a ready, willing, and able buyer. So once the agent has done that, if the seller is now in a position where, you're essentially putting on the listing contract what price point you're willing to accept. Yep. So as long as the realtor is procuring a buyer at that price point, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, why wouldn't you accept this? You said on the listing contract that this was the price that you were willing to do. So that's where I think it can get kind of dicey. Now, again, unless we're talking about unrealistic contingencies or conditions that the buyers are putting in there, I think there would be an opportunity for the listing agent to pursue the seller for compensation, due consideration and compensation for the time we've put in to procure this ready, willing, and able buyer. And I think, Emilio, if we're being honest, logistically speaking, no agent's going to do that the first time. But if you are on your third or fourth buyer prospectively, and the seller is still saying, no, I don't want to accept it, now it's a position where the agent and the brokerage has to make a business decision. Does it make sense for us to continue working with this person? Because they're obviously not in the same reality as everybody else. You said you'd accept this, but now you've sort of reneged on what you're willing to accept. So then the brokerage has the authority to pursue that particular person, through the courts to collect the funds for the commission that would have otherwise been owed. There's lots and lots of ramifications and consequences once you are in the legal contract that as a seller, you can't just walk away from. So you really do need to be taking this decision with a lot of consideration before you do it. It's too late to jump in, list your house, sell your house, and then go, shoot, I may not be able to afford that house in Arizona. I don't think I want to do this anymore, because I'm here to tell you it's too late to change your mind at that point.